Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive here on ThingRex Audio Experience, where we explore the latest trends in tech and business, well, all those things that are shaping the future.
Hmm.
And today, we're going to be tackling something that's pretty mind-blowing and really changing the game.
That's right.
But before we get too far into it, a quick disclaimer. All of this awesome info we're about to uncover is based on some really cool articles from ThingRex.com.
Yes,
So if you want to dig deeper after this chat, definitely head over there and check them out.
exactly.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit and think about all that data that our devices are constantly pumping out. Things like your smart fridge telling you you're low on milk, or your fitness tracker, diligently counting your steps.
Yeah, all that telemetry.
Exactly, telemetry. And it's like pure gold for companies who are, building these IoT solutions.
Yeah, absolutely.
But getting enough of this data to really, make those solutions shine can be a real pain.
Yeah, it's a challenge for sure. The traditional ways of gathering all that data, they just don't really cut it anymore,
Right.
Building physical prototypes, like actually making a ton of those smart fridges or fitness trackers, that can take forever.
Yeah, and super expensive.
Exactly. And then on the other hand, if you're trying to access data from devices that are already out there in the wild,
Yeah.
from real users, that opens up a whole can of worms when it comes to privacy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to test your new, smart home security system
Yeah.
using data from real people's homes.
Right.
Talk about a logistical and ethical nightmare.
Exactly. A total minefield.
Okay, so we've got ourselves a bit of a data dilemma here. We needed to build awesome IoT solutions, but the old ways of getting it are either too slow, too expensive, or just too risky.
Mm-hmm.
Enter synthetic data.
Yes, synthetic data.
So what exactly is this data wizardry?
Well, it's not magic, but it's pretty darn close. Synthetic data is basically information that's been created artificially, but it's designed to perfectly mimic the patterns and the structure of real data.
Ah, so it's like a digital stunt double for the real deal.
Exactly. It behaves just like the data you'd get from real devices, but without all the real-world headaches.
So instead of, waiting for a prototype to be built or risking someone's privacy, you can basically just conjure up the data you need.
Pretty much, it's like having a data factory at your fingertips.
That sounds almost too good to be true.
Right.
What's the catch?
Well, the catch is you got to make sure that your synthetic data is actually a good reflection of reality.
Okay.
It's like building a movie set. It needs to look real enough to be convincing.
Yeah.
If the underlying model, the thing that's generating this data isn't trained properly, the synthetic data could end up being misleading, and then you're back to square one.
Right. It defeats the whole purpose.
Exactly.
It's like training an athlete on a simulator.
Yeah.
If the simulation doesn't accurately reflect the actual sport, the training isn't going to be very effective.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a great analogy.
But when it's done right,
Yes.
synthetic data has some really big advantages.
Oh, absolutely. One of the biggest ones is scalability.
Okay.
So imagine you're testing your new smart city platform, with data from millions of virtual sensors and devices.
Wow.
That kind of scale, that's practically impossible to achieve with real-world data.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
So no more waiting around for prototypes or, begging for access to these limited data sets.
Exactly.
It's like having a data buffet at your fingertips.
That's a great way to put it.
What other perks does synthetic data offer?
Well, customization is a big one. You can tailor the data to fit your exact needs. So let's say you need data for a device that hasn't even been built yet. No problem. You just create it.
Wow.
And because it doesn't contain any real personal information, you completely sidestep those privacy concerns.
So we're talking about faster development, broader testing, and no privacy headaches.
Yep.
It sounds like synthetic data could be a total game changer for businesses who are, looking to really innovate in the IoT space.
Absolutely.
It is. But how does all of this translate to real-world success?
Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say there's a company called Smart Home Inc.
Okay.
They're developing a new voice-controlled home security system.
Right.
Using synthetic data, they were able to simulate thousands of different voice commands, accents, and background noises to train their AI assistant.
Oh, wow.
This helped them fine-tune the system's accuracy and responsiveness before they even released it to customers.
That makes sense.
And the result, fewer errors, happier customers, and they got to market way faster.
So instead of relying on, a small group of beta testers,
Right.
they could basically simulate a massive user base and identify any potential issues early on.
Exactly.
That's incredibly powerful.
It is.
Do you have any other examples?
Yeah, sure. How about Connected Cars Corp, a company that's developing autonomous driving systems?
Okay, self-driving cars.
Exactly. They use synthetic data to create virtual environments with endless variations of weather, traffic, and pedestrian behavior.
Wow, so they could test all kinds of crazy scenarios.
Yes, exactly. Scenarios that would be either impossible or way too dangerous to replicate in the real world.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it allowed them to really rigorously test their algorithms and make sure their systems were safe.
So synthetic data, it's not just about convenience and cost savings.
Right.
It's about building safer, more reliable, and ultimately more innovative IoT solutions.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So for all you business leaders out there, synthetic data, this is something you need to have on your radar.
Absolutely.
It's not just a tech trend. It's a strategic advantage.
It really is.
And as always, if you want more in-depth examples and insights, head over to ThingRex.com.
Yes, definitely check it out.
That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious.
Stay curious.